Before we go any further in understanding the calculation methods, first understand the origin of numbers. Before the number system what we're following right now, what we use in our general academics, let me tell you what was the different number systems used by different other civilizations in the world. Well, the most primitive number system, what they say, is the Egyptian numbers. Egyptian numbers, it's something called as the tally marks. I'll tell you what is tally marks. Like, just like, a layman, like a jungly man counting. Like 1, they put 1 dash, 2 is 2 dashes, 3 is 3, 4 is 4, 5 is 5, and 10 is 10, 100 is 100, okay? Something like that. So basically, just putting the dashes, for every number. So this was a basic method used by the Egyptians back in those days, the tally marks, okay? Now, after some centuries, okay, in those days, if you take Egyptians, means like almost 3,000 to 4,000 years back, right? So in those days, maybe in each village there were 20, 30 people. So using the tally marks was very good, fine. But as the time passed by, in the towns, people started to, multiply. Like, it was not 30, 40, but people started to become 800, 900, 1,000 people, okay? And using so many tally marks for such a huge numbers was a bit complicated. So the next generation developed this modified or developed this number system, and they were the Babylonians. Now what the Babylonians did, there's the same technique what was used by the Egyptians. But what they did, for every 6, they cut the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. And that's it. That's the way how they used to count. So they used to count the table of 6. Instead of counting 1, 1, 1, they count a table of 6, like 6, 12, 12 plus 3, 15, right? That's how they used to calculate fast. Of course, writing was very complicated, but counting was very fast using the Babylonian system. Now, in the villages and towns, they started to even, multiply the populations. Now, the populations went in some lakhs. And using this tally marks was outdated. You can't apply them. So, there was a need to develop a new number system. So, this was further modified by the Romans. You all know about the Roman numbers? They use almost, the same methodology, okay? But, they have a standard way. So, what they did, 1 means they put 1 dash, 2 means 2 dashes, 3 is 3 dashes. But if there are 5 dashes, they put a 1 standard symbol like V, which means 5 dashes. If there are 10 dashes, they put a standard symbol like this. If there are 50 dashes, they put like this, 50, 100, 1,000, okay? So it's like, what am I saying? 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, 1,000, okay? And so forth. That's the way how they used to calculate this numbers. So they had some standard symbols. So 1, they put 1 dash. So if there are 5 dashes, they put V. If there are 10 dashes, they put X. 50 dashes, they put L. 100 dashes, they put C. 500 dashes, they put D. And with 1,000 dashes, they put M. Now, when the Romans developed this number system, the other civilization people were amazed. They said, "Hail Romans, there's such amazing technique." Everybody appreciated the Romans. Now, the population in the towns went into millions. Now, using Roman numbers to write those big, big numbers was a bit complicated. It was becoming a bit complicated. Now, there was a need to develop even better number system. And now the next generation came into being, and they developed even better number system than the Roman numbers. And these guys who developed a better number system was the Chinese. You all know about the Chinese? Yes. So Chinese, they didn't use all this. Rather, they used some beautiful method. They used something called the abacus. You all know the abacus? So abacus is basically a rectangular frame with a horizontal rod and all vertical rods over that. It depends upon, how many numbers you want to count. So some have, more, some have less, okay. And to every rod, you have beads. So 1 at the top, 4 at the bottom. So abacus was developed by the Chinese. So abacus was not only used to write the numbers, it was also used to calculate the numbers. So that's why abacus happens to be the first computer, so-called the calculator, okay, developed by the man. Because only after developing the abacus, man understood something about the algorithms. Algorithms are like, 1 up, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, the different combinations, right? So these combinations are called as the algorithms, right? So that's why man understood about the algorithms, and that's the base to the modern computer what we're using right now in our homes. Okay, that's how the Chinese developed the abacus. But let me tell you, much before the Chinese, okay, much before the Chinese, I think at least some 5,000 years before the Romans. And I can say at least 10,000 years even before the, I can say Egyptians. There was one country which gave the right number system to the world. And you got it right, it is India. Now today the numbers, whatever we are following in our general academics, they are developed by the Indians. Okay, of course in the school they say it's a Indo-Arabic number system, but the fact of the matter is that all these numbers are purely Hindu numbers or Indian numbers. Okay, so what are these Indian numbers? Okay, now using the basic 10 digits to write any number. So what are the basic 10 digits? These are the basic 10 digits. Now using this 10 digits, we can write any big number, right, up to infinity? Yes. So this number system is actually given to the world by the Indians, and even Einstein has actually accepted this, like, he said we should be thankful to the Hindus for the number system. Without these numbers, no technology is possible. That's what he said. Yes, this is a cause of all the, development of the technology, and in fact, this is the highest human intelligence, knowing how to use this 10 digits and write big numbers up to infinity.